Good.
Oh, what's up, guys? Welcome to Good Bad Wrestling No Holds Barred. This is the show where we dig up cringeworthy wrestling from the past and then bury it again. I'm your host, John.
Jack Brinks here.
And we have got returning special guest in the house, Savannah.
What's up?
Today we're going to go over some touchy subject like we tend to do on this show. But before we get to the concept of the bra and panties match, let me let you guys know you can find us on the social medias. We are on Instagram at GB2 Wrestling.
Facebook, Good Bad Wrestling No Holds Barred podcast.
And recently we have started popping up on YouTube, Good Bad Wrestling No Holds Barred. So anywhere you want to find us, please interact with us, drop a comment, do a review, drop us something in the DMs. We love interacting with you guys.
Please share.
Yeah,
Share.
To quote the Spanish God, hit us up. All right. So today we are talking about the concept of the bra and panties match, which is why we have got fully clothed Savannah here with us today.
I've come prepared.
Wait, what?
We told her, put some goddamn clothes on.
No, I'm not taking my clothes off, you guys. They're staying on, but there's no good showing whatsoever.
Put some clothes on. It's time to do a podcast.
Yeah. You little hoe.
Yeah. So we just showed Savannah a match from Great American Bash 2005. It was a bra and panties match between Tori Wilson and Melina with special guest referee Dawn Marie.
Dawn Marie?
Who?
Get him right. Candice Michelle.
Sorry,
God,
yeah, sorry, my bad.
Spit on the good name of Dawn Marie.
Yeah, sorry. How could I ever get the eclectic and legendary work of those two women mixed up? Yeah, vastly different. And then you had the boners of Taz on commentary and Michael Cole, who were just losing their shit the entire time.
What's
this
the
entire
sign?
concept makes every feminist bone in my body hurt. Like, the entire time I was like, oh my god, this is for men. I mean it's one of those things where back then I don't know, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but in order for women wrestlers, this is their diva. Do they have like legit women wrestlers at this point, or is this like something that these girls are specialized for? Like, oh, they're gonna take their clothes off, and whoever takes their clothes off first wins.
The world that we live in today is a world that is where women wrestlers are taken very seriously, right? And you have a lot more Shayna Baszler's and Becky Lynch's
for sure,
and Ronda Rousey's than you do Tori Wilson's and Dawn Marie's, and so they're calling it currently the women's revolution in WWE because they're separating from this era,
from the diva era.
The diva era that you just watched. At that time, you got hired because you had been a model or something like that, and they said, hey, why don't you try wrestling? Like, because you've got great fake cans. Now it's athletes, right? It's people like Bianca Belair who come from like track and powerlifting.
They're training their asses off to look the way they look.
Right.
The way that they look.
And your aesthetic, your facial appearance, or the size of your boobs is either irrelevant or at least secondary. Right.
I will preface and say that in this era, there were legitimate athletes.
There
were some that were,
and that's what I wanted to kind of like differentiate. Was like, is this something that's just like,
they weren't very interesting to Vince McMahon though. They weren't getting pushed or they weren't getting hired. They were in other companies. They were in TNA. They were in Japan. They were on the indie scene.
Like, I think this time you already had, I think Natalya was already in or about to be.
Yeah.
Melina
was Asuka fighting at this point?
No.
Wrestling at this point?
She was in Japan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Melina was good. Like, she is a talented wrestler.
Yeah.
There were quite a few Victoria that are talented wrestlers. He didn't care about their wrestling ability. It was, let's see how much sexual interest we can get from them and how we can turn that into money, because their wrestling was garbage. Not them personally, the WWE at the time, garbage.
The product that the WWE was putting out for women's wrestling was trash.
Just in men's wrestling.
Yeah,
like there was like 3 stars that storylines were garbage.
we'll definitely get around to reviewing the Ruthless Aggression documentary also when it wraps up. So keep your eyes peeled for that, because this is that time period. But so Savannah, what you had was a bunch of models basically who had been hired to be divas, so to speak. There were people like Tori and Ivory, Jazz and Molly Holly who were prominent and who were good wrestlers. Trish became a good wrestler.
Yeah, Lita.
She started off as a pair of tits though.
Yeah.
And so that's how you get, and it's also run by Vince McMahon and his cronies. So you have Whiskey Tango people who run wrestling in general. Right. So that's how you end up with a bra and panties match, which is essentially strip wrestling. If you don't know, and it's,
I know now.
So just to kind of put it in perspective too, Tori Wilson, before this match that you just watched,
was that a Boots with the Fur, or was that the other one?
that was the blonde one.
Okay.
She had been in Playboy 2 years before this match.
Okay, so I wanna bring that up because I was watching this match and these girls I'm like, what the hell am I watching? These girls are taking their clothes off. They're the winner is gonna be the one that takes off the clothes off first or whatever. And in the middle of the match, Sean goes, "Oh yeah, she was in Playboy in 2003," and I went, "That is the whole theme of this entire match. There's no fucking interest in the match whatsoever. The little things that they're putting out in wrestling, or like the wrestling moves. I'm not expert in wrestling moves at all, but
there were none that happened.
Like what they attempted to do wasn't even like clean or crisp or anything like that. But the whole premise of this entire thing, you guys, is obviously stripping. The fact that people are watching it and not even putting it in a category that's even respectable, because I mean it really resonated like through when Sean was like, "Oh yeah, she was Playboy 2003." He's not even watching the match. He's talking about, he's on his phone looking her up going, "What else has she done? Where else is she negative?"
Because John asked if she had already been in Playboy at this moment.
So I think that you're right and you're wrong. Yes, the only point of this match is so people can see butts, right?
Yeah.
But the reason that I asked him was she was in Playboy is because when we watch wrestling, we're paying attention to the psychology of a match, right? For instance, we just did the Kennel from Hell. Why would Al Snow try to stop the fight from happening? That's ring psychology. That's wrestling psychology. In this instance, in 2005, I have already seen Tori Wilson from crack to clit. Why?
500 times.
Why would she feel magazines. Embarrassed? And right. if you take off her top and she covers up her bra with her hands, oh God, don't look at me. I all I have to do is Google.
Yeah, your birthday suit is in millions of houses.
Yeah.
And causing divorces right now as we speak.
Well,
I mean, not now, but
knowing you're going into a match where you're going to be taking your clothes off. Oh my gosh, I won, but you still took my clothes off. Oh, how disrespectful of you.
And then she loses the match, and then she hits her opponent, that's bad guy stuff.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, and she's face.
Then she takes off Melina's clothes. And then she encourages the referee Candice Michelle to take her clothes off, which she was already pretty scantily clad. So by the end of the match, all three of them end up bra and panties, and meaning nothing that just took place mattered. We tell you guys all of this to basically make the point that it is awesome that there's now none of this shit happening.
Yes. Oh my God.
when you hear that like Charlotte and Bianca Belair are going to have an NXT title match at WrestleMania, that makes me so fucking happy.
The thought doesn't even cross your mind, like no.
So this is the, when John and I watch wrestling, like we're watching a 14-hour WrestleMania, whatever they're at now.
I believe it's up to 27 at this point.
When we're watching a pay-per-view and it's just going through. This is no joke. We plan our bathroom breaks and getting food, getting drinks, whatever. We're leaving the TV around at this time, the Divas matches.
Yeah.
And it's not to disrespect them. They knew what they were getting into. They're paid for something. It's a consensual contract and something that they signed up for. But it's
intermission show.
But for us that watch wrestling for the wrestling, this has zero interest to me. Every time this was on TV and I could fast forward, I would fast forward and not give it a second look. Yeah, they're hot. I don't care. I'm watching this to watch wrestling.
Yeah, hot girls are not hard to come by. So I don't, you like he's saying, we would go, okay, when the Divas match happens, that's when you go get a beer. That's when you go to the bathroom. Right now, upcoming, like just WrestleMania for instance, for Becky versus Shayna Baszler, and for Charlotte and Rhea Ripley. Those are two matches that I absolutely won't get up for.
Yeah,
that I'll find something else where I can get up out of the 17 hours of WrestleMania.
They will probably steal the show,
absolutely,
and be the top matches of the show.
Yeah, and I think wrestling fans or adolescent boys or whoever they think is watching these shows don't care about their tits and ass at all.
No,
right? Yeah, like it's so if you want to see naked ladies, you have a supercomputer in your pocket. It's really easy to do. It doesn't need to have any.
Free.
Well, and for kids on both sides of the scale, you know, you have little girls who can have someone to actually look up to now, and on the other side, little boys who aspire to have that woman in their life when they get older. You know, like those are the types of things now that we're planting in these kids' heads as they grow up, which is fantastic.
Yeah, it's just a way like words can't even describe what a better era we're living in than the Divas era. Than the belt, which looked like a sparkly butterfly, was the prize that they were trying to win. Was a giant pink and purple sparkly butterfly belt.
Bitch, I know you'd want that.
I mean, I want it, but
like we've talked about. I don't know if we talked about it on here in an episode recently. I think they tested it. With removing the word women from the NXT Women's Championship.
Yeah.
I think it's back now.
Yeah, I think they found it like confusing or something. I don't know.
And I think me and you disagreed on. I understand the premise behind removing it. I don't think there's a problem with keeping it in there. Because I think the women deserve their own thing. Like I like that it has the women's title on it because it says this is ours. It's not to be confused with the other. But this stuff, like I'm not like a feminist, and I'm not anti, but it's a slap in the face of we know a ton of female wrestlers. Yeah. And they're athletes. They're not good female wrestlers. They're good wrestlers.
Yeah.
And you don't have to flaunt your tits and ass to get noticed. It's going to be at a performance, and
you can if you choose to do it. If you want to use sexuality as part of your appeal, as part of your look,
that's your choice.
Then go for it. Yeah. But to be booked into a bra and panties match because that's what you're here for,
right,
is a whole separate thing, and that's what this whole era basically was. Like Charlotte definitely has a lot of skin showing because she's a gorgeous specimen of a human being. She's also one of the top 5 wrestlers period on the planet, and if you started listing off her attributes, her implants wouldn't be on the list for 100 things, right?
Well, and it's her choice to have the gear that she has, but then she's also holding herself in a way it's nothing like this match at all. It's brought to the audience in a different way.
On a separate but similar note, this just came to my head, and I want to hear what you have to think about it, Savannah.
Okay.
Last weekend, Danielle and I from Good Bad 2, the sequel, watched the movie Mulan, the original cartoon, speaking of female empowerment, and we were thinking about you because you're of an age where that movie would be significant in your life.
Oh, it's one of my favorites. Oh my God. Yes.
That movie has nothing to do with female empowerment. If you watch it now, it is basically the message in that movie, having seen it for the first time ever as a 36-year-old, the message is this girl is special, and so she can speak up. And if you're not special, then sit down and shut up.
They missed the boat on the...
Well, yeah. No, the culture of China definitely comes through as an adult more so than when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I actually watched it the other day, and
I found it
the whole-
problematic.
Oh, absolutely. The whole like opening thing where they're like going to the tea lady, the etiquette
Yeah, the etiquette
woman.
teacher. Yeah.
Yes, about like, and the song. It's like, sit down, shut up, be passive, pour the tea, and then have a nice day.
I was like, oh shit, people think that this is a good message.
Yeah. Oh my
Wow.
god.
Yeah. So basically,
Well, it's like overcoming cultural stereotypes and that sort of thing.
So basically, WWE 2005 is cartoon Mulan, and WWE now is live action Mulan, which hopefully will have a much better message and much better female empowerment.
Oh yeah. I'm really excited for it, just because at first I was kind of bummed that like Mushu and all the little. I'm a sidekick whore, so it's like I love my sidekicks.
Do you want to explain what that means?
And make sure you get the inflection on the right words.
I guess that was the right. I have no filter, so this is like
I'm a sidekick
amazing.
whore. Wait, what?
Yeah, women empowerment. Sorry, not sorry.
You should change your Instagram name to Sidekick Whore.
That would go over real
Everyone
well.
who knows me knows what I mean. Like I love.
I don't think we do.
And I love sidekicks. Like any sort of sidekick is gonna be my favorite.
Yeah, but they're
because
not all equal. They don't all deserve a movie.
Yeah.
They.
Hey, this has really
we're
gone
gonna go
off
down
the
a whole
rails.
different- Yeah,
This
I'm
has
gonna get
really
real
gone
mad real
off the
quick.
rails. The point is, WWE back in the day when it was bra and panties was awful and bullshit, and the talented people who were there got robbed out of having significant in-ring careers. But if you're not paying attention to female wrestling now, you should be, because places like NXT are absolutely crushing it when it comes to female wrestling and
Hell
just
yeah.
wrestling in general. So definitely make sure you're tuned into what these ladies are doing, because I don't think it's a revolution in the sense that WWE says that it's a revolution, because they're the same people that put on this bra and panties shit. But from the individual's perspective, they are putting on a revolution, and there will be women who come behind them who are going to be even better than what we're seeing now, because they were influenced by your Bianca Belairs and your Charlottes and your Shotzi Blackhearts and so on and so forth.
Tegan Knox.
You talk about Tegan Knox on every fucking episode.
Well,
But
she deserves the attention.
point being is that we're here to shit on bra and panties matches and celebrate the current status of women's wrestling.
Hell yeah.
All right, guys, that's going to cover it for this episode. Make sure you stick around on the podcast version for the good news, bad news. If you're watching us on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button, share, like, leave us a comment, and
yeah, comment, like try to say if you have guests we want to talk to, let us know. If
topics, if you want to hit us up with videos of cringeworthy shit that you've seen that maybe we don't know about, send it to us on any of the platforms.
yeah, shit, tag us.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we'll catch you guys next time.
Peace.